Okay, it's time to have some fun with the Machariel. Now, I don't have much to change on this ship anymore, although I still have the tank build in mind. The Machariel currently is completed with the tier 4 rigs and with the level 33 Barrage implant. Now, perhaps I will go and buy a new nanocore for this ship, but the current Halo nanocore is actually really good, and I already had this core for a very long time, and I don't feel like changing it. It works really well, it looks really good. The Trailblazer core is really nice, although I don't really think that it's worth to replace the current Halo nanocore with the Trailblazer core. It has some really nice stats. The extra damage control activation can be really solid, but I don't really need that in the current moment. So we will see what will happen with the nanocore on the ship. Perhaps I will go and try to get a nanocore that will give me extra point strength or extra warp core stabs. We will see. There is still a lot of things to improve on the Machariel. So, with that being said, I think it will be time to undock, and it will be time to blow up some ships. Basically my favorite activity in EVE. Okay, now the first target, we have one Machariel. And I did change my build a little bit for a solo target. One adaptive, one damage control, and the rest is full DPS. Should be enough to withstand the barrage from another Machariel. Surprisingly, a single damage control helps a lot against the barrage implant. I've actually felt that on my own skin, and I'm really happy with the results. Okay, there is the Machariel. Now I landed at 22 kilometers, and this Machariel seems to be a armor tank. So I believe that they have been scrambled by the other pirate ships, and it doesn't look like they have a lot of tank. I'm going through the armor of this ship very quickly. Barrage engaged. The Machariel is now in the hole. They have been scrambled and webbed. And the Machariel has been destroyed. Nice. That was a very solid target. Surprisingly, that was a shield tank. That was a armor tank Machariel, my apologies. And this is a Amar mission inside of Galente space. Now that is very interesting. Not really sure since when do Amar missions spawn in Galente space, but okay. 3.8 billion, not bad. An armor tank build, webs, Nosferatus, okay, not bad. The modules are a little bit cheap, but still a interesting idea. Probably would be better if they did use a afterburner instead of the micro objet. That did improve the signature on the ship quite a bit. And of course, that did help. Okay, now next target, we have another Machariel. Now this Machariel did avoid me for a while, but eventually they did fall into the trap and they have been tackled. This Machariel that I'm currently flying is becoming quite infamous because of its ridiculous DPS, and I've noticed a lot of players started to avoid this ship. It's okay, I did kind of expect that to happen at one point. Now, there's the Machariel, 59 kilometers away from me. So, I might be out of range for my barrage implant because the barrage does reduce your optimal range, so I will end up only using the gyro stabilizers, and the cannons will not use the barrage implant unless I can get within range, but I don't think that it's going to be possible. Okay, have to use the damage control because the other pirate ships have decided to shoot at me. And they're doing some good damage on my shield. Okay, the Machariel has been destroyed. Time to warp out. The damage control lasts long enough to help me avoid most of the damage that I have received from all of these ships. That was a very interesting warping that I had. Did not have enough time to align myself properly for the kill, so I had to do it this way, and unfortunately I just got thrown right in the middle of all these ships. Okay, let me land. I'm at 49% shield, 56% shield. So they did some really good damage on my Macario here. Okay, let's cloak. Okay, Black Ops mode has been engaged. Now I'm safe for 10 minutes. Let's take a look at the kill. 4.2 billion, not bad, solid Macario. A shield tank Macario. They had the Barrage implant. We almost lost our Stratius. And a very nice loot drop. We got a storyline mission. Okay. Let's prepare for the next target.
Fleet War.
I think we have a third Machariel, not really sure. I guess we're about to find out. Let me quickly rearrange my weapons. Okay, quad gyro stabilizers. This time
warp drive
I'm not
active.
going to be using the Black Ops Machariel, but I'm switching to the classic Machariel. Maximum possible DPS. 17,000 DPS with this current setup. With 3 gyro stabilizers, the DPS is around 15 or 16,000, I forgot. 16,428 DPS with 3 gyro stabilizers. We have a Macario, almost said a Vindicator, but this is another Macario. Okay. Macario scrambled and webbed. Barrage engaged. Very nice broadside on this ship, like a true battleship. I have been triple webbed.
We're under attack.
They used a shield extender. I did take some damage with my shield.
We're under attack.
And now let's warp out. That was a solid Macario. They did some damage on my shield, although nothing too serious. Did not have the damage control. Perhaps the damage control would actually be a little bit more useful in this situation. Let's take a look at the kill. 4.2 billion. Actually nice. Dual extenders, 1 large booster, dual adaptives and 1 gyro stabilizer. No propulsion module on this Macario. Overall, a solid kill. I would say let's cloak, but no cloaking device at the moment. Okay, let's go to the next target. We have a Vindicator. Barrage Macarios waiting for the fleet warp. This thing is so much fun. I have to admit, the Macario is definitely a very fun ship. Definitely a lot more fun than the Balgorn because of its mobility and because of its speed and DPS. But again, every ship has its own place and every ship has its own thing. So if you like the Balgorn, you fly the Balgorn. If you like the Macario, you fly the Macario. If you like both, you fly both. In my case, I flew both of them. And yeah, pretty fun ships. But at the moment, I'm having a lot of fun flying this thing. This Macario is absolutely insane. Okay, there is the Vindicator. They are... looks like a armor tank. I think it's an armor tank. We will find out very soon. Okay, Barrage enabled, gyro stabilizers enabled. This is a armor tank Vindicator.
We're under attack.
But our weapons are going through the armor very easily. And the Vindicator has been destroyed. Very nice. Let's warp out. That was a very nice kill.
Warp drive active.
5.1 billion. Actually really solid. A close range brawl, Vindicator and armor tank. Dual armor repairs. A very nice build. Looks nice. Although for low sec I would build the ship a little bit differently. Would probably go full tank and would definitely change the rigs as well. The Vindicator can actually be really tanky. Although the Vindicator also has some really good DPS. It's a very fun ship indeed. Okay, let's wait out the timer and then we can go towards the next target. In warp.
Warp drive active.
We have another Vindicator. This one was also quite cautious inside of the mission, but eventually they made the mistake to warp in and they got tackled. There is the ship. Now, did I have a good warp in? Not exactly. Not quite a good warp in. Landed at 55 kilometers. So that means most likely will not use the Barrage implant unless I can get within range, but I think that I will be scrambled again.
We're under attack.
Okay, they lost armor.
We're under attack.
And they have been destroyed. Okay, let's warp out. Typically I got scrambled, so my micro drive got disabled.
Warp drive active.
But I can warp. Did not take a lot of damage on the shield. And now let's cloak and let's wait out the criminal timer. Shouldn't be that long, only like 4 minutes for this target. That was I think that was a very expensive Vindicator. Over 6 billion, not bad. 6.8 billion actually. Wow, that's pretty expensive. That's actually a really expensive Vindicator. Full rig integrations. Well, actually, you know, a very good catch indeed. And very good loot drop. I almost forgot to mention that. Okay, waiting for the fleet warp. I think we have one Dominics lurking around. Just have to wait for the right moment for the target to be in place. And then we can go into the mission. Also a very nice moment to take some screenshots. I always have a problem to make the thumbnail when I fight the Machariel, because every picture I take is nice, but when you try to actually make the thumbnail, sometimes, you know, a nice looking picture does not really work. It depends from the angle and depends from all the different things included. So that's usually how things go with the Macario one each time when I actually go and make a thumbnail. Okay, we are warping to the mission. We have a Dominics. Okay, very nice warping. should be interesting. And the Dominics has been destroyed. That was quick. That was indeed very quick. Okay, now let me warp out, align myself, and then
Warp drive active.
we can wait out the criminal timer. $706 million, not bad. They had artillery cannons. Okay, that's a very interesting choice. I usually go with the missile launchers on a drone boat, but I guess large turrets work, but I don't know. Feels a little bit weird, honestly. Okay, going towards the next target, and we have, I think we have another Dominics. Yes, we have another Dominics. Okay. Excellent. Warping, they have been tackled. Let's lock on. Barrage is fully charged.
We're under
And
attack.
all weapon systems are now at full power.
We're under attack.
Now this looks like a tanky one. Okay, they have decided to make me the primary target. Damage control is active. Barrage offline, and the gyro stabilizers are offline. But my DPS, our DPS is going to overwhelm the tank of the Dominics, so not really worried about.
Located here.
Okay. Let's
We're
warp
under
out.
attack.
Warp
and
drive active.
Let's cloak. $689 million. Overall, pretty solid. Very nice tank as well, dual large shield boosters and dual batteries. The Dominics was prepared for PvP. Alright, let's go to the next target, waiting for the warping, waiting for the tackle to be more accurate, because the target might be aligned. You never know, a lot of ships are
Warp drive
aligned,
active.
but at the same time a lot of ships are not aligned, so just to play it safe, wait for the tackle and then you warp in with the DPS. That way you can ensure most of the targets and most of the kills. So the next target is a Typhoon 2. Now this Typhoon is at 0 using a shield extended. Okay, that's interesting. Locking on. Will be locked on
We're
in a
under
couple of
attack.
seconds. Barrage is engaged. The gyro stabilizers are also
Enemy
engaged.
ships detected.
And the Typhoon 2 has been destroyed. That was quick. That's what happens when you have two Barrage Macariels shooting at a target. They destroy the target really quickly. Okay, let's loot the wreck. Not bad. Nice loot, some C-type missiles, a large capacitor battery, always useful. And let's warp towards the asteroid belt, and then I can cloak and wait out the criminal timer. You know, I'm actually thinking if I really
Warp drive
need to
active.
have any stabs on this ship, because I already have a cloak, so I can just wait out the timer without worrying about anything. So perhaps I will change a lot of things on this Macario with time. Still haven't really decided on that, but we will see. Depends on Depends on a lot of things that can happen. That can or perhaps will happen in the future. Okay, I have cloaked and aligned. Now let's take a look at kill. 2.2 billion, almost 2.3 billion. Very interesting build. One long disruptor. They did use a lot of inexpensive modules. Not really sure why that's the case, but it's okay. The next target, we have one Raven. I'm warping in at 36 kilometers. Although I failed the first warp, let me do this again. 35 kilometers. Now the Raven did not look like they are aligned.
Warp drive active.
But there's a chance, there's always a chance that they are aligned. So we will see what will happen. Well, my warping wasn't the best, to say the least, and I messed up with the afterburner. Not really sure why I fitted an afterburner, not a micro warp drive. Probably messed up with the modules. The Raven is using a target painter, and by the looks of it, they are using rapid missiles. And they are warping away. Well, I failed. That was a pretty bad fail from my part. I messed up the warping and I messed up the modules. Well then, when that happens, then we just have to play it safe and outsmart the opponent, and it worked. Eventually they have returned, and this time we have a tackle ship. They warped from the Stargate to the mission, so that's why it's not a perfect position, but not a big problem. We have the tackle on the Raven. This time I have quad gyro stabilizers to ensure maximum possible DPS. They have been scrambled and webbed, and the Raven has been destroyed. That was a very nice target. And I would say I was very lucky to have the target warp back. They could have warped at 100, and then there's a big chance that we would miss the target the second time, but with a little bit of luck
Warp drive active.
with a fantastic tackle, anything is possible. 711 million. Well, this was a very interesting build for a Raven. An armor tank Raven, okay. Perhaps we'll have a place on the cursed and bad fit
Warp drive active.
video that I like to do. We will see. Now the next target, we have a Tempest Striker that has logged out at the Stargate, and well, the Tempest has been scanned and tackled. Now you might be wondering, am I really going to go and steal the kill? Nah, I'm not going to be stealing anything today. I will just web and scramble the target and just watch this Tempest go down. You know, this hasn't happened to me yet, because I don't log out in space, unless it's in high sec. In high sec you can log out in space and it's not really a big problem. But in low sec and in no sec, if you log out at the gate and if there's a scanner lurking around in the shadows, then you are risking to lose your ship in this exact way. This player is logged out, and well, when they return to the game, they will find their ship explode right in front of their face. And I can guess that this is not a, let's say, very pleasant experience. I personally hope that I don't get to experience something like this. And well, that was the Tempest Striker. And well, this is my Macario, cloaked as usual. Black Ops Macario. Hilariously funny, but it's hilarious how well it works. Okay, let's take a look at the kill. 2.2 billion, almost 2.3 billion. A sniper, okay. Triple webs, a large Nosferatu, some rig integrations. Well, overall, not a bad build. Could have been better, but not bad. Definitely works as a sniper. So, let's go to the next target. Waiting for the fleet warp. We have another Dominics. Now, we believe that this Dominics is actually AFK, so might be a very easy target, but you never know.
Warp
Could
drive
be a bait.
active.
Okay, there is the Dominics. 56 kilometers away from us. That's kind of far away. Although we have micro warp drives on our Macariels, and the Macario is actually fairly fast for a big battleship. Okay, they have been locked on. I do some good damage from 50 kilometers. We'll approach to 0. We'll probably not use the barrage implant because it's a little bit far away for the barrage implant. Now it's actually within range, and the Dominics is destroyed. That was a very lucky catch, because the Dominics could easily warp away if they were not AFK. But looks like the Dominics was AFK inside of the mission, and well, easy target.
Warp drive active.
Let's warp out and let's cloak. 719 million, again another Dominics that used large turrets. Not really sure why there is so many of these ships using large turrets instead of missiles, but okay. That was also a armor tank. Let me land on the asteroid field, and then I can just vanish in space. Very, you know, actually, when we get Black Ops ships, I will do this a lot more often with the proper Black Ops. But currently, this is the Black Ops that I fly. I know it's funny, a little bit cursed, but surprisingly working really well. Now the next target was sitting inside of the... well, it wasn't sitting inside of the mission, but they were sitting at the sun, and well, they got deleted really quickly. That was some good old insurance fraud. A little bit creative insurance fraud, to be more honest, but
warp drive
still
active.
Insurance fraud. Yep, that was insurance fraud. Okay, we'll go back to the station. Next target, we have this transport ship. Now I tried to get the tank build some action, but unfortunately, somehow each time I jump in the Machariel and each time I slap the tank build, I don't get any action with the Machariel. So yeah, still haven't had the chance to test out the tank build on this thing, the passive shield tank. This was a very nice transport kill. They had some really nice stuff inside for sure. But the shield
warp
of that Macario remains unscratched. Okay, warping to the next target. We have a Murmidon. Excellent warping. Waiting for the ship to be locked. Barrage is on. Well, this was fast. Okay, perhaps 17,000 DPS was a little bit
We're
overkill
under
for that
attack.
poor battlecruiser, but I had a feeling that it might be a bait, so I did take out the highest DPS ship that I have around. And now let's warp out to wait out the criminal timer.
Warp drive active.
That battlecruiser died so fast, I blinked and they were gone. $157 million, not bad. Okay, I have landed at the asteroid field and let's cloak to wait out the criminal timer. Well then, that was a very interesting Machariel PvP roam. You know, I really enjoy flying this thing. It's surprisingly enjoyable, and this ship is currently competing with the Balgorn to be my favorite ship in the game. Although honestly, I already have bunch of other ships that have that place, so it's a very weird little competition that I have with these ships at the moment. Not really sure which one can be called my favorite in the game because I enjoy flying all of them, and I still classify myself as a cruiser pilot, mainly as a cruiser pilot because I still have the best cruiser skills, and I also fly cruisers like a lot, and working on some other very interesting videos with cruisers. So with that being said, hope that you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.